Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to 2-8 proportions and similar figures. Our SWABAT is to find missing links in missing triangles and other figures. Vocabulary. Similar figures are figures that have the same shape but are not necessarily the same size. Scale is a ratio of a length on a drawing, map, etc. to the actual side. So those are the two things we're really going to be using today. Example 1, the figures in each pair are similar. So they're telling us that they are the same shape, but they're not necessarily the same size. Find the missing length. So to do this, we're going to set up a proportion, and again, the main thing here is consistency. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my proportion with small over large. Small over large. So first thing I'm looking at is this 5, similar to a hypotenuse. That one isn't in the same spot as this length. So I'm going to put that 5, that small, over the large, 17.5 equals, now for my proportion, I'm going to go ahead and put this 4, because that's the small, over this P, because that's the large. Now you're going to do what we did yesterday. We're going to cross multiply. So going this way, I'm going to have 5P equals, and then this way, 4 times 17.5 is 70. And then I'll solve by dividing both sides by 5. And I have P is equal to 14. Now, one thing I low-key hate about this problem is they didn't give us units. So you're just going to say 14. If you want to, you can put 14 and then the word units. But typically this should be like inches or centimeters or something like that. Okay, if you want to, do the same thing we just did, but do it for part B on your own. So go ahead and press pause for me. Thank you. Okay, so I did big to small for this one. And I did 7 over m equals 10 over 18, because they're in the same exact positions in each figure. And then I cross multiplied 126 equals 10m, divide both sides by 10, and m equals 12.6. All right, so the next part, we're going to talk about scales of maps. And we are told the scale of a map is 0.5 inches to 20 miles. So notice those two dots there. That's a ratio. The two dots here, it's not like time. That's a ratio. So that's telling me that if it says 5 to 20, as a fraction, 5 to 20. Now this inches is going to be the map portion, map. And then 20 miles would obviously have to be real life. Okay, find the distance that's corresponding to each spot on the map. So 5 over 20, this is going to be map, just to kind of help me place things. I like to just make sure that I know what I'm doing. So I'm going to put map over, I'm just going to say real life. So this is 5 over 20, this is map over real. And then there's 2 inches. If I match that up with these inches, it's going to be 2 up here. And then what is that in real life? Well, that's x. I don't know yet, but I can cross multiply like we've been doing to find out. 5 times x is 5x equals 40. Divide both sides by 5. And I get x is equal to 8, but 8 what? 8, bam, miles. M-I. That's it. Did I mess up? Oh, except, did you guys catch it when I was doing it at first? This is 0.5. 0.5. 0.5. Some of y'all are really mad right now. 0.5, 0.5. 0.5. I guess I just didn't want to deal with the decimals. But 40 divided by 0.5, I'm just going to move the decimal over once. So this is actually 80 miles. Sorry about that. I hope that you still love me. Okay, you want to do the next one together since I messed up the last one? I guess. So I'm going to start with 0.5. Not going to mess that up again. Over 20 equals, this is going to be inches over miles, because this is the map in real life. So 0.5 over 20, that's my original. And then this is 4.75 inches, so I'm going to keep the inches up top, I don't need to write that, over x in real life. So cross multiplying, 0.5x is equal to 4 0.75 times 20 is 95. Probably don't trust my math anymore. And then I'm going to divide by 0.5. And I have x, or the missing length, is 190 miles. Or am I? Okay. A museum has a wax sculpture of a historical village. The scale is 1.5 to 8. Okay, 1.5 to 8. They are giving me the scale. This time I remembered my decimal point, so you don't have to get mad at me. If the height of a hut in the sculpture is 5 feet, okay, how tall was the original hut to the nearest floor? Okay, so what's kind of not in this problem very well, which is not nice, but the bottom part is going to be the floors, the number of floors. And the top part is feet, like how many feet it is in the sculpture. So this historical village is actually quite large, apparently, because they have this one sculpture that's just 5 feet. It's not like one of those little mini toy things that I was actually just thinking about. So this is 1.5 over 8, that's my given scale, equals, now this 5 feet structure, does it go on the top or does it go on the bottom? Well, it's not about the floor, so I'm going to put it up top, and I'll put an X for the number of floors, and we're going to round, it says, to the nearest whole floor. Okay, cross multiplying, 1.5x is equal to 40, and then I'm going to divide by 1.5, divide by 1.5, x, that does not go in evenly, x is equal to, pardon me, 26.67. So how many whole floors is that closest to? Is it closer to 26 or 27? I'm going to round up because this number is so big and say that it's about 27 floors. That is a ginormous hut. I realize this is probably not the best problem, but you got me. Thank you so much. I appreciate you joining me, and have a great day.